So guys, welcome back to F1 2017 Career Mode. Today we are going to be going first of all into the R&D tree where we're going to purchase an upgrade and just showing you kind of what our aero progression is like. We've got our front wing main flap kind of upgrade done. The secondary needs doing, but I don't really know what to do with the aero. I might focus on aero like next season or maybe later on in the season because we've got some high speed tracks coming up after this race. So is it worth actually doing aero anymore or focusing on something else? Let me know. But first we're going to actually do another durability upgrade, and that is going to be for the gearbox, just to kind of like prolong these gearboxes throughout the entire season rather than just kind of taking penalties every couple of races, really, in case the gearbox kind of breaks, but hopefully we won't have that anymore. So just before we go into the session, we are going to put the second components in of everything. There you go, we've got two yellow parts. Our engine is pretty much in tip-top condition, can't really do anything else with it. So before we get into the race, let's take a quick look at the grid ahead of the Canadian Grand Prix. Valtteri Bottas takes pole position for the first time this season, followed by his teammate Lewis Hamilton and Mercedes 1-2, locking out the front row. Max Verstappen lines up in third, beating his teammate. P4 lines up the Ferrari of Sebastian Vettel. P5 lines up Kimi Raikkonen. P6 to Sergio Perez. P7 to Daniel Ricciardo. P8 to Felipe Massa. Lance Stroll lines up in P9. Jolyon Palmer in 10th, followed closely by Nico Hulkenberg. Esteban Ocon in 12th position. Carlos Sainz in P13, Kvyat and ourselves line up P14 and 15. Fernando Alonso in P16, followed by the first Sauber of Wehrlein out-qualifying his teammate, only just to grab P17. P18 is his teammate Marcus Ericsson. Stoffel van Dorn lines up in P19 and Kevin Magnussen rounds off the grid with no time set in quali. So that's it for the grid, now it's over to the race. Okay, here we go, we are on the strategy screen, waiting now, and I don't really know what to do with the strategy because I was thinking of super soft to ultra soft. Now this kind of is a bit of a difficult situation because the super softs are actually the slower tyre, the ultra soft's the faster one, but decay is a lot quicker. So as you can see at the end it's just going to go off. But then there's a strategy underneath where it's ultra soft and super soft. We may end up going onto that strategy at some point, but 5 red lights to the Canadian Grand Prix. Let's try and get a good start. It's lights out and off we go. Decent start. Hulkenberg's had a shocker of a start though. But now I think we're going side by side with Hulkenberg and Ocon down into turn 1. Taking the inside line there as we go around the outside of Hulkenberg. Contact has been made between Ocon and Hulkenberg, sending Hulkenberg into my car. Therefore that's why I kind of like went off a little bit. But then down the inside of both of them to grab P11 in this race on the super softs, may I add. So we're kind of now in the top 10. They're going to be on the slower tyre and we're going to be on the quicker one. Well, correction, they're on the faster tyre, we're on the slower tyre, so this is kind of a bit of an embarrassment. I've just kind of screwed up. But saying that, Pascal Wehrlein is now kind of out of the race. Don't know how that happened, but DRS is now enabled. We're trying to go up the inside of Jolyon. He shuts the door quite quickly there. Lap 9, we're still in P11, and Palmer's slightly got away from us, but not for long, hopefully. Those ultra softs really won't last too much longer. I'm pretty sure Palmer did get into the top 10, so he will be on used ultra softs. But this is where I'm going to make the move down into the lovely little right-hander, as we call, I think that's a hairpin. And we take him up the inside for P10, and Stroll's directly ahead of us, and we get DRS out of that, which is actually pretty good. We're up into Rich Mix, trying to defend against Palmer. That Renault engine, in fact that Renault in general, is keeping up to us pretty quickly. And I think we may have got the aero wrong. I mean, I think I've got too much aero. But Verstappen now, I had a little call over the radio that he had a problem, and in fact it seems that he does have a problem because Stroll's overtaken him. So now, as we are trying to overtake him round the outside, that's not going to work there. Trying to now maybe look for a move into turn 3. This will be a good one down the inside, round the outside, and Verstappen's round. Verstappen has gone round. Oh my god, what's happened? We're up into P7 though, as a result of that incident. I'm not too sure what happened. We're going to chase down Stroll now though. Man, don't know what happened to Verstappen there. Did he just get caught on the edge of my car? I wonder if he did. I'm not exactly sure. Because I'm pretty sure I was giving him the room. But anyway, let's have a look on board with Max Verstappen after that incident. So he goes round the outside. I go, yes, he cuts slightly. He cuts the corner slightly. And then, yeah, things just happen. Obviously, that was a racing incident. I tried to give him the space. And then there's just going to be even more calamities as a Sauber and the Williams of Massa gets caught up in that. As a result of that, that's 16 runners now in the GP. Jesus Christ. That is insane. And now we're trying to go around the outside of Hulkenberg into Champions Corner. Hulkenberg bashed me off. Didn't give me the room. I have to let Hulkenberg back through. And at the same token, I lose another position to Ricciardo. And I'm possibly going to lose one to Sainz. But down the inside of Hulkenberg, no remorse here. Desperately trying to get past him. But now Ricciardo's passed. So we're kind of now stuck. We're not going to catch Ricciardo. That's ultimately what is going to happen there. But then Hulkenberg on lap 13 is now on the back of us. We're still on the super softs as we go side by side, ready down into turn 1. Trying to go round the outside, taking it to the inside for turn 2. There we go. Trying to give him the space, giving him way too much space. In fact, he gets the better traction out of that corner, but now going to be braver on the brakes down into this turn. And that's kind of where I love to overtake because the AI are ridiculously slow through that corner. But then that doesn't really hold Hulkenberg off. He comes back at us. But now, a little position update. We're in P6 on lap 14. So this is actually a good strategy. But then I change my strategy to go onto the soft tyre. I don't think like another set of super softs or even the ultra softs will work. The ultra softs won't go really that long, to be quite honest, because right now I'm on old tyres. As you can see, Hulkenberg, who I think has just made his pit stop, has like fresh super softs. I'm losing a lot of time. I don't think that the ultra softs will go that far. In fact, it's lap 14, it's not even halfway into the race. If these can't make it halfway into the race, what chance do the ultras have? But then I just at the last minute decide not to go into the pit lane, because I decided to go on for another lap because I really did want to give Magnussen that kind of like advantage. It was just luck that Magnussen came into the pits after I went around for another lap. But we're on lap 15, a lap later, coming in for our pit stop now for the soft tyre after changing it. So getting ready on the release. That's pretty much a perfect release there. We're in P13 currently, and we may just jump Alonso, and we will just stay ahead of our teammate as well. As you can see on the mini-map, they're coming through turn 2 now, so we kind of did the right thing there coming in, and 2 other cars are in the pit lane, so we'll get up to P11 here. It's not too bad at all. In fact, Hulkenberg was in the pit lane, so we jumped Hulkenberg. Or do we? That's the question. Hulkenberg just got out ahead. So technically our undercut didn't work on Hulkenberg. That was not the original plan, but you know, he's going to be on cold soft tyres. I'm going to be on more up to temperature soft tyres, but they're trying to go down to the braking zone. I lock up a little bit sideways there, lost a little bit of traction, but nonetheless we will try to catch up. P11 now after someone else made the stop, I think. And again, this part of the track, this is where the AI is so weak. This is where my aero will come into play as we go down into this turn. To the inside we go, a little bit of a lock-up. Clash tyres with Hulkenberg, give him the space though, round the outside. He tries to knock me off. Now look, this is ridiculous battling with the Renault right now. The Renault's not giving me enough space. I mean, I'm kind of a bit savage with AI normally, but Hulkenberg today really does not want to be giving me space, and rightly so, he's in the points, so... And saying that, you know, he's just locked up completely into that hairpin. And now we've got the traction, we've got the rich fuel mix, but of course the Renault, down here, as seen with Palmer, is actually pretty good in a straight line, and in fact Hulkenberg staying right on the back of me. In fact, getting a little bit too close to my gearbox. So down into Champions Corner, we need to get a good run through here. We kind of do a little bit sideways on the exit. Nonetheless, we keep ahead of Hulkenberg just, and we're still overboard with fuel, so we can probably use that at the end of the race, I'm guessing. But P10 still, lap 21, a whole bunch of cars are in the pit lane. Hulkenberg's on the back of me. I'm going to gain a load of positions here, hopefully, and hopefully I can defend against Hulkenberg. To the inside I go to defend, and pretty much it's going to be a repeat of what happened, but the other way around this time, as we now go round the outside of Hulkenberg. A little bit of a cutback. He has the better traction, obviously, but then I slightly get a better exit. We're up into P8. Hulkenberg going really slow through that corner. That's what I'm saying. I'm so quick through that corner. The aero. In fact, I think it's just the AI. But down the inside again of Hulkenberg at the same corner. This time we don't really get enough side by side with him. We don't get our nose in enough. And we ended up having to back out of that move. And now, as a result of that, Carlos Sainz is now catching us up. We tried to go for a desperate attempt up the inside there. Didn't work. Was never going to work. I've lost time. And Sainz is going to catch me. I can just see it right now. Sainz is right there, ready to pounce. But we lock up going into the hairpin. Not too bad though. We still get a good exit. We can probably get DRS and Hulkenberg here down this back straight. And in fact we will get it. So hopefully we'll be able to close up. But of course the straight line speed alone with this car is pretty shocking down here because of the high aero that I mentioned earlier. But Champions Corner, can we get a good exit? Actually, we did get a good exit. We got a better exit than what Hulkenberg did. So we've got DRS trying to go down into turn 1. Can we look for a move down the inside? It was a little bit of a late attempt to go down the inside. It kind of worked. But then, as with the previous move, had to back out going around the outside of that little corner there. No way going to make that round the outside. Absolutely no way. But we gain a bunch of time again in the same place as what we've done. All freaking Grand Prix, and we go for a move down the inside again. It's going to be a repeat of what happened 2 laps ago. A little bit of contact there, sending sideways, but again, the result is the same. Hulkenberg wins that battle. This is going to be a long GP, I can tell you that much, but down the inside, a desperate attempt. Going round the outside to give him the room, and we kind of cut him up a little bit. And Stroll is going to probably take advantage, but we're up into P7. But then it's Stroll who has the better traction and the better kind of car in general with the engine. He's going to try and go round the outside of this corner here, but he's still sticking it there. I was going to hopefully try to squeeze him out, but he had too much of his car alongside. But going into the hairpin, can we beat him on the brakes? First phase, not so much. Second phase, definitely we beat him. But the line we took through there was a bit bad, and a little bit of contact between me and Stroll isn't too happy about that. Of course, Stroll gets DRS. And he overtakes us before the DRS like activation point. So we kind of can say goodbye to Stroll at this point. But then I absolutely outbrake myself, get a poor second phase of that chicane there. And now we have kind of been a little bit vulnerable to Ocon, who's going to go around the outside. I think about defending, but then kind of back out. That's not going to work, as with many moves. And we make contact with Hulkenberg. He snuck up my inside there. Luckily I didn't spin him round. But then, again, down to this turn, fend him off just, and Kvyat might take advantage at some point during the race, but then we lost sight of Ocon and Stroll. It's P9 at the moment, 15 runners in the GP now. That's impressive. In fact, probably the most retirements all season, really, but we come on for 2 points in P9. What an eventful race with the Renaults that was, especially Hulkenberg.
And as we can see, it's time for the podium, and as the drivers make their way out, there's a familiar red suit making its way to the top step. Fantastic win for Ferrari.
So, P9 and P11, not too bad at all. Really is not a bad race. Could be better, but not bad. But we're 10th in the Drivers' Championship, 21 points in the Constructors. That's what we have for our team. Basically, 21 points behind Williams. But after that kind of really hectic race, we get a whole bunch of resource points. Rivalry, we have won. We've won our rivalry against our teammates, so it'll be interesting to know who our second rival is. Of course, the rep with the top teams is now going up, which is good. I mean, I would want it to go up a little bit more, but, you know, you can't really help that.
I've got something you'll be interested in. Those performance upgrades we discussed after the last race. They're on the car and the data looks promising. Take a look at the details.
Oh boy, upgrade time. It's the gearbox upgrade. Thank goodness for that. The gearbox just wears really badly. I had to make a change to the first gearbox at Spain, which was like one race off the kind of like target. So I think with 3 gearbox wear upgrades, we should be able to get there. We really should with the gearboxes now. So we really don't need to focus on the durability of the gearbox. Maybe other performance parts, you know, like the engine. Definitely the engine, the first upgrade at least, because we've got a whole bunch of really high-speed tracks coming up. This is kind of like from this point onward, this is where like all the tracks with the really long straights and in fact more emphasis on the engine rather than downforce. But that's going to be it for this episode of F1 2017 Korea. Thank you very much for watching. Next time we are going to be doing the Azerbaijan Grand Prix or the European Grand Prix or the Baku Grand Prix. Any of those 3 really, you can kind of call it, I suppose. So it'll be interesting to see how we perform at that. So that's going to be it from me, and I shall see you all next time.